Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Change or cause to change directly from a solid into a vapor without first melting. Sublime iodine. Inspiring awe. The sublime beauty of the night. Worthy of adoration or reverence. Greatest or maximal in degree, extreme. The sublime absurdity of the creative process. Vaporize and then condense right back again. Of high moral or intellectual value, elevated in nature or style. Lifted up or set high. Their hearts were jocund and sublime. Remove impurities from, increase the concentration of, and separate through the process of distillation. Change or cause to change directly from a solid into a vapor without first melting. Vaporize and then condense right back again. Make more subtle or refined. Direct energy or urges into useful activities. Made pure. The product of vaporization of a solid. Inspiring awe. Well-meaning ineptitude that rises to imperial absurdity. Of or relating to the sky or heavens. The apparent surface of the imaginary sphere on which celestial bodies appear to be projected. Inspiring awe. Empyrean aplomb. Of or relating to the sky or heavens. The empyrean sphere. Worthy of adoration or reverence. A member of the clergy and a spiritual leader of the Christian Church. A title of respect for a clergyman. Greatest or maximal in degree, extreme. Supreme folly. Greatest in status or authority or power. A supreme tribunal. Final or last in your life or progress. The supreme sacrifice. Highest in excellence or achievement. Supreme among musicians. Of high moral or intellectual value, elevated in nature or style. A railway that is powered by electricity and that runs on a track that is raised above the street level. Increased in amount or degree. Raised above the ground. An elevated platform. Of high moral or intellectual value, elevated in nature or style. An exalted ideal. Of behavior that is impressive and ambitious in scale or scope. In the grand manner. Used of a person's appearance or behavior, befitting an eminent person. A piano with the strings on a horizontal harp-shaped frame, usually supported by 3 legs. Of or befitting a lord. Of high moral or intellectual value, elevated in nature or style. A grand purpose. The cardinal number that is the product of 10 and 100. Ostentatiously rich and superior in quality. Extraordinarily good or great, used especially as intensifiers. Large and impressive in physical size or extent. The bridge is a grand structure. The most important and magnificent in adornment. Grand ballroom. Of high moral or intellectual value, elevated in nature or style. Argue in terms of high-flown ideals. Pretentious, especially with regard to language or ideals. High-flown talk of preserving the moral tone of the school. Of high moral or intellectual value, elevated in nature or style. Of or relating to the philosophical doctrine of the reality of ideas. Of high moral or intellectual value, elevated in nature or style. Of high moral or intellectual value, elevated in nature or style. A noble and lofty concept. Having or displaying great dignity or nobility. Lofty ships. Of imposing height, especially standing out above others. Lofty mountains. Of high moral or intellectual value, elevated in nature or style. Of high moral or intellectual value, elevated in nature or style. Having low density. Lightheaded from the rarefied mountain air. Of high moral or intellectual value, elevated in nature or style. Having low density. Having great beauty and splendor. A glorious spring morning. Characterized by grandeur. A glorious work of art. Having or deserving or conferring glory. A long and glorious career. Worthy of religious veneration. The sacred name of Jesus. Made or declared or believed to be holy, devoted to a deity or some religious ceremony or use. The sacred mosque. Concerned with religion or religious purposes. Sacred texts. Often followed by to, devoted exclusively to a single use or purpose or person. A fund sacred to charity. Worthy of respect or dedication. Saw motherhood as woman's sacred calling. The largest possible quantity. The greatest or most complete or best possible. Maximum pressure. The greatest possible degree. The point on a curve where the tangent changes from positive on the left to negative on the right. The greatest or most complete or best possible. Maximal expansion. Impressive in appearance. A noble tree. A titled peer of the realm. Having or showing or indicative of high or elevated character. A noble spirit. Inert especially toward oxygen. A noble gas such as helium or neon. Of or belonging to or constituting the hereditary aristocracy especially as derived from feudal times. Of noble birth. Full of high-spirited delight. Exultantly proud and joyful, in high spirits. The elated winner. Decrease rapidly and disappear. All my stock assets have vaporized. Turn into gas. Lose or cause to lose liquid by vaporization, leaving a more concentrated residue. Kill with or as if with a burst of gunfire or electric current or as if by shooting. In this computer game, space travelers are vaporized by aliens. Turn into gas. Turn into gas. Turn into gas. Lose or cause to lose liquid by vaporization, leaving a more concentrated residue. Change into a vapor. Cause to change into a vapor. Lay aside, abandon, or leave for another. The car changed lanes. Cause to change, make different, cause a transformation. The discussion has changed my thinking about the issue. Exchange or replace with another, usually of the same kind or category. He changed his name. An event that occurs when something passes from one state or phase to another. The change was intended to increase sales. Become different in some particular way, without permanently losing one's or its former characteristics or essence. Her mood changes in accordance with the weather. Give to, and receive from, one another. Would you change places with me? Become deeper in tone. His voice began to change when he was 12 years old. Change from one vehicle or transportation line to another. She changed in Chicago on her way to the East Coast. A difference that is usually pleasant. It is a refreshing change to meet a woman mechanic. A different or fresh set of clothes. She brought a change in her overnight bag. A relational difference between states, especially between states before and after some event. He attributed the change to their marriage. A thing that is different. He inspected several changes before selecting one. Change clothes. Put on different clothes. Coins of small denomination regarded collectively. He had a pocketful of change. Money received in return for its equivalent in a larger denomination or a different currency. He got change for a 20 and used it to pay the taxi driver. Remove or replace the coverings of. Father had to learn how to change the baby. The action of changing something. The change of government had no impact on the economy. The balance of money received when the amount you tender is greater than the amount due. I paid with a 20 and pocketed the change. The result of alteration or modification. There were marked changes in the lining of the lungs. Undergo a change. Become different in essence, losing one's or its original nature. She changed completely as she grew older. Sublime, a compound, once again.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.